G'day Tiger fans and welcome to another scintillating, entertaining live podcast talking Tigers. Like any good team, when you lose a player, you simply bring another one in and you roll on as per usual, and that's what we've had to do today. JB unfortunately has gone down crook. He's been hanging on for weeks. It's finally got the better of him. We wish you all the best, JB, but of course Manfred just comes in and slots in beautifully. On today's podcast, we're going to delve a little bit deeper into the Chiefs' Instagram post from last week and reveal the reasons for his inferiority complex. And of course, all the regular segments return. It's great to be here in the studio with you boys, Greeners and Manfred Mann.
Yes, Richo. Yeah, it's great to have Manfred filling in.
Good morning, boys.
Yeah,
how are we?
Yeah, good. Yeah, but JB, I mean, it's just amazing,
What's
isn't it?
happened to him?
Well, the finish line was inside, a little bit like the Australian swimmers, really, and he just couldn't get there.
Has he done a bit
Like,
of
the finish line was there. He's just three more weeks he had to get
on this
through.
Olympic theme? A bit of a Sally Robbins, lay down, Sally. Is
Oh,
it?
hang on.
Lay down Sally.
Well, it's got a bit of that about it with
Well,
JB.
really?
Yeah.
You know, 3 more weeks, he just had to guts it out.
Well, you've got to have
Nearly
a bit more
there.
guts and determination
I
than
would
that,
have
don't
thought
you?
so. I've actually got the real reason, though, when we get to the Young
right,
Book
okay.
specials, why he's not here.
Hey, who wrote that song, Tone? That was one of yours.
It's a great song. Lou Christie,
Yeah.
big hit in the 60s, Lightning Strikes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
Why
very
is that?
obvious reason. It's a great song, but,
Why is that?
well, Usain Lightning Bolt
Ah,
yesterday.
very nice,
winning
Tone.
the 100 metres for
What
the
an
in the Olympics for the 3rd year in a
What an
row.
extraordinary athlete.
It was
he is.
unbelievable. Gave him the start and just
He did. He
just
looked
said-
gone, 50 metres,
I think
didn't
he
he?
just playing with him,
And
wasn't
he
he?
just pulled up and
Yeah.
down. You reckon?
No, he had to go to the 90-metre mark.
Well, he did, and then he just,
He had a bit of
showtime.
pain on his face for the first time ever, I reckon, in a big final, big Usain.
A little bit of showtime at the end.
And
Still,
not a segue in sight after their bloke on the
Oh,
Segway
yeah.
ran him
Oh,
over
yeah.
last time.
Oh, yeah.
How,
no,
how
that's
much
true.
charisma
yeah.
has he got at the end?
No, he's got a fair bit. He's coming out to Oz too. Loves Oz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll go well.
You know who his idol is?
Who?
Matthew Hayden.
Oh, it is
his
too.
idol. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he loves his cricket and loves, obviously, watching Matty Hayden
He was
bat
a
and
quick
everything.
bowler in his day, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Played a
yeah.
bit of cricket in his
But
early days.
That is a great song and
Very good
very,
song.
very appropriate. Lightning Strikes.
How have you enjoyed the Olympics, Tone?
I've got to be honest,
Have
Richo.
we been disappointing?
I've got to be honest. I'm as filthy as I was on you for a couple of
Yeah,
weeks because
yeah.
we were going to be over there.
Yeah.
Just as well we're not with JB.
Yes.
He might have got the Zika. He might have got
He might have.
pre-Zika.
He might already
Pre-Zika.
have it,
He
doesn't
might
he?
have it. But I'm actually glad we're not there.
Why?
Well, I've had enough of losing this year anyway.
Yeah.
And we're not going all that well.
We've only won, what, 5
We
goals?
won 6.
6.
But we won like 3 in the first
Yeah, we
day or
started
two.
well, didn't we? We started really well.
Yeah.
Mac Horton in the
Yeah,
pool got us
yeah.
off to a ripping start, and then unfortunately we floundered
well,
a bit, haven't
just
we?
thank goodness for AFL, VFL footballers and their progeny.
Yes,
isn't it?
that's right.
Hey,
You know?
someone asked me a question the other day. Would you rather play in an AFL Premiership team or win a gold medal? It's a no-brainer. An AFL,
Premiership.
team.
I would have thought
Stupid
so.
question,
Yeah,
I thought.
AFL
What do you
Premiership,
reckon, man?
for sure.
Oh, it's a bit self-indulgent, the gold medal, isn't it? I'd love to stand on the dais on the MCG.
Of course you would. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to get up on the dice with that
not
haircut.
at that
What's
haircut.
wrong with the haircut, Joe?
Seriously.
What
I
happened?
Went down to Brother Wolf Barbers in Prahran and Greville
You sure
Street
you went to
there
the barbers and didn't go to the butcher?
No.
I reckon you went to the butcher instead.
As a
It's
reason,
not great podcasting, but
No.
Manfred's got a terrible do at the moment.
Well, you know what they say? They say the saying that what's the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut
Yes.
is about 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Normally, I think we might multiply that by
it's
3
been,
or 4.
It's been,
Three
yeah,
or 4
been
in
4
this-
days. As I said to you earlier, when he put the mirror behind my head, I thought I was Demi Moore out of G.I. Jane. He went a little bit aggressive with the fade.
Oh, no.
And
Fade?
I've copped a bit of flack for it,
Well,
fair to say.
It's very hipsterish.
No,
but
very, very hipster.
You're not a hipster.
No, I'm not.
We almost could have gone with another song off the top.
What's
Man
that?
for Man hit Blinded by the Light.
Yeah,
Because I reckon when you were in the barber's chair, you must have been blinded by the light and couldn't see what he was actually
The
doing
Irish
to your
fella,
cranium.
the Irish fella Keith was just nice to chat to, and he just did this to me, didn't he?
Oh, no.
Anyway,
You never give a barber free rein.
No, no.
Now I'll return serve on you, Richo.
Yeah, all right.
Because
Fine.
your work on Saturday night,
Yeah.
your little grab on Channel 7,
What?
Saturday night
The
football.
pre-game show?
Pre-game show. Just,
What have I done?
well, we were talking about a gentleman getting a wet willy at the Olympics,
But really?
and Richo had his own take on
Is
it.
that right? Okay.
Would you allow your missus to do that?
No, that happened to me on a first date.
Is that inappropriate? I don't know. I don't mind it.
Tongue, maybe, but not finger.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about?
What is going on? Matthew?
Sorry.
That's a sin bin. That's
Oh, no. Go on.
I can't. I'm a bit
I'll
distracted.
get you out of this.
Please do. Please do.
What were you talking about?
Oh, well, there was a shot of some people in the crowd at the
Right.
Olympics, and a
Yeah.
gentleman and his wife, or his partner, and she was putting a finger into his ear and trying to pick something out of it. And
Right. Okay.
I just fell into that, unfortunately.
Fell into it.
Oh, no.
You got a bit flustered.
I did.
yeah,
Well, I couldn't. It was one of
no.
those ones where you just wanted to...
It was a classic
Yeah.
faux
Crawl
pas,
under the
Tone, wasn't
desk.
it?
Anyway, Anyway,
Yeah, so I'm sorry about that.
No,
That's
all
all right.
right. Yeah.
It wasn't right. But, Tone, I believe you've got another job coming up.
What do you mean another job?
Are you doing a bit of MC work in the next few weeks?
I've been asked by my nephew,
Yeah.
Sam, to... I do have to improve my resonance in Tambor first, right?
Oh.
Definitely. No, my nephew Sam's getting married
Yeah,
to his
yeah.
fiancée.
And you're
Maria.
going to MC the wedding?
I'm emceeing the reception, yeah. No, I am emceeing.
Have you had any
it.
MC work before, Tone?
Oh, well, just
Well, you
this
should-
sort of...
You should ask Manfred. Do you remember he MC'd the Netball Awards?
You've
I
MC'd,
did
you
not
said- No, he
MC
did. He MC'd the Netball Awards, and he said he MC'd his cousin's...
Yes,
your
cousin's
nephew's
wedding.
Cousin's wedding
Yes,
as well.
yes.
Okay, so what tips have you got for me?
Just
Can I work rogue? Can I go work rogue?
You can go rogue. You can do whatever you want. No one else is going to have the mic. Just don't go too rogue. Just
Really?
rein it back in a little bit and stay in the moment, Tone.
Stay in the moment?
Stay in the moment.
You've got to,
Yeah.
You've got to
You've
get
done
a
a bit of
joke away
MC.
early.
Yeah.
Really?
You've got to break the ice with a joke early, but don't try and have too many jokes.
Just a few.
Just one early, and then
What's
just.
sort of an icebreaker? What give me? What,
Well, I
roughly-
don't know. It probably
One of the ones I've used throughout the year.
No, probably something to do with your nephew. Just give him a little bit of
reckon?
a
Yeah,
clip.
maybe
Oh,
give him a
okay.
clip. Yeah.
Pump up the bride, obviously, and give him a little
Yeah,
clip.
yeah.
Always works at a wedding, I reckon.
Okay, all right, okay.
Hey, some good news in the paper today. I don't want to work on rumour, but Dion Prestia.
What?
It's saying that he's chosen Richmond in the Herald Sun.
that right?
Is that right?
Are we going to run with that?
Well, we're not. I'm
Yeah.
only commenting
Yeah,
on what
yeah,
I
yeah.
read in the Herald
Okay,
Sun.
yeah, and they never get anything wrong.
No, they don't.
Right?
Never.
So it's got to be right if it's in there on Sun.
Mick Warner wrote it, though, didn't
Oh,
he?
no,
Ah,
Mick
Mickey-
knows his
Nah,
stuff.
I reckon Mick. I don't think Mick wrote it, but I
Mick could be
think
hopeful.
he'd be hopeful. But I
How would he
reckon-
go? How would he go here?
Oh, people that say you shouldn't give up a first-round pick for Prestia, I reckon that's rubbish. He's done his apprenticeship 4 or 5 years. He's a ready-made midfielder,
Vice captain.
and he's still got 10 years to go.
vice captain of the Suns.
Yeah, and he could still play 8 to 10 years. So why wouldn't you go with him?
I
don't get that.
I take that on board, and I just like to see if we can swindle another first rounder somehow,
Yes.
and try and keep our pick 6 and take Prestia as well.
That might be a bit hard, I'd say.
I know
Well,
it'd
you
be
just don't
hard.
know.
The Suns will play hard ball.
They're going to
but-
play very hard ball. Rodney Eade was on radio last week and said they're going to play very hard ball.
Well, so they should,
Yeah.
because they've developed him into a vice captain and a
It is
very,
gonna-
very solid midfielder.
It is going to be a fascinating trade period.
Oh,
I know
it's-
we say it every
I
year.
reckon this year
but I reckon, yeah,
There's
for
going to
sure.
be some movement around.
Yeah, and I think we'll be very, very active.
Yeah.
we have to be.
We have to be active.
Yeah,
that's
no,
right.
we do.
Yep.
We certainly do.
Hey, it's quiz time, I reckon. Give us a call, 9426 4423.
I'm actually kind of glad we haven't touched on the game yet. The disappointment.
No,
of
but
the
we'll
game.
talk about the
No,
game
all
when we
right,
do
yeah,
the
no,
votes.
no, okay, all right.
I was going to do it up there, but we'll do it when
No,
we
no,
do the
no.
votes.
Okay,
All right?
yeah, all right. Okay, well, this week's obviously we're playing St Kilda on Saturday afternoon, so it's got a bit of a St Kilda flavour this week. Quiz
Yeah.
question. In our 1973 Premiership team, Richmond's 73 Premiership team, there were 3 players that also played senior football with St Kilda. I want you to name the 3 members of Richmond's 1973 Premiership
Well,
side.
one of them's very easy.
Right, and that also played senior football at St Kilda.
373 Premiership players from the Tigers.
Also played senior football
All right.
for St Kilda.
Get involved on hashtag Talking Tigers as well on Twitter, but give us a call for the quiz through Tigers Talking Tigers T 9426 4423, and you could win yourself a tea in no time.
Now, we've got one tweet on Talking Tigers, just from Grant McConville, pumping up JB for his yellow and black booker last week, which of course was Sam Lloyd, who kicked another 3 goals.
We will get into that at yellow and black time, but
Well,
I wouldn't be
I might as well
pumping-
say now.
I wouldn't be pumping
No,
him
no,
up
no.
for
Well,
it.
but that is the reason he's not here.
Why?
He was in such shock that he actually got one right. He
hasn't
actually
had one.
fainted. He actually fainted and hit his head,
But-
and he's got a bit of
But
concussion.
Gaynors, should he have been in shock? It was a pretty obvious yellow.
Well, he should be in shock because he's been so deplorable with them throughout the
He
year.
has been poor.
The fact that he nailed one, he's now got concussion because he fainted, hit his head.
And we haven't got any emails.
So we send our best.
no
to him.
emails?
We actually send our best. Why haven't we got any emails?
Well, because we don't have the password.
No.
JB's
JB's got that on lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's his little domain, and he
Yeah.
will
Could
not
we
give
not
up
get
that.
in touch with his predecessor?
No.
Couldn't have given
Oh,
us those?
Slops, no, he would not give the password out. Slops, don't worry about that. Hey, what's the Chief been doing?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Now, just to go back to last week, we talked about the Chiefs' Instagram post, Manfred, on
Yes.
Talking Tigers, and it was a picture of Brendan on his Instagram where he had paused the Foxtel.
Yes.
After the Collingwood win,
Yep.
Brendan was standing up and he paused the Foxtel.
He was front and square.
He
in
was
the-
front
yep,
and square.
Yep.
And he put it up on Instagram, which is just not acceptable. We went through that last week, but
Yeah.
since then we've been able to delve a little bit deeper. I was wondering, why would you be so insecure that you would have to put a photo of yourself up?
Particularly because his son was.
Well, Donovan
wanted to see the
Donovan
theme song,
wanted to
didn't
see
he?
the song.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
Brendan was wanting to show Donovan how important he was. Well, Manfred, it's to do with you.
Yes.
We've found out.
Really?
Oh, is it?
Yes, Donovan is obsessed with Manfred's work
Is that
on the
right?
VFL report and
Really?
coverage, and he follows Manfred on Twitter to follow the VFL stuff.
Yeah.
So he was at the VFL on the weekend, and he saw Manfred there with the microphone, just doing his duties for the
Doing what he
VFL.
does, yeah.
And Donovan's obsessed with this because he looks at Manfred and goes, "This guy's on TV.
Yeah, he
he's
knows
on
what he's
Twitter.
doing, yeah.
He's in charge of all the VFL stuff that we
Yeah.
do here at Richmond." Brendan's got a little bit jealous and insecure of this.
Oh, really?
He feels that Donovan should be idolising him as the CEO, not just Manfred for doing his VFL work. So the reason that he then paused the Foxtel
Yeah.
was to show Donovan, hey,
I'm
more
more
important.
Oh, no.
But Donovan's not buying into it. He loves your work, Manfred.
He
so
does-
that's
he
a little
does, young
feather in
Donovan.
your
It's a
cap.
little feather in my cap.
I hope it doesn't end up a situation like with Pikelets that the chief just steps in and
Well,
you
that's
can
what
be gone.
that's what I'm worried about.
You know, because
I've
that's
been
how
hearing-
he acts.
Does he?
He
doesn't
will-
like competition.
Oh,
the chief.
yeah, there's been one or two this year that he's just...
Pikelets basically had to pack his desk up and leave the day that he
that was it.
What happened to Pikelets? What brought this on from the chief?
Oh, well, it's just, again, Pikelets was probably getting a little bit ahead of himself,
Oh,
yeah.
but the chief doesn't like anyone that
No.
might just be challenging his
So-
icon status at the club.
So this may be your last week at the club,
good,
Manfred,
yeah.
is what we're
I'd like
saying.
to thank everyone for being here. No, it's been a fantastic year.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Yeah.
So the chief, not happy with
Jeez.
Manfred being idolised by his son Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've got a caller on the line. It's is it Reeve? Reeve from Brisbane.
Reeve here.
We've had a few callers from Brisbane. How you going, mate?
G'day, guys. I'm well. How are you all?
We're good,
Yeah,
thanks.
good. Now, Reeve, the quiz question. The three members, name the three members of Richmond's 1973 Premiership side that also played senior football for St Kilda.
All right. Well, we had the great Ian Stewart.
We did.
Tick,
We had Stephen Ray,
Very good.
tick.
and then later on, Rex Hunt went to.
Oh, good work, Reeve. Very, very good work.
See, after
Yeah,
Rex.
no, but I just said played senior football
Yeah.
for both. Yeah, that's very, very good work.
Well done, Reeve. How's things up in Brisbane, mate?
Oh, look, nice. Actually, only just came back from Melbourne. I was down there. I went down for the Collingwood game, which was fantastic, and then I chuffed on back to my home state of Tassie. So I experienced a little bit of cool weather, but it's nice up here now, as it always is.
Yeah. So you would have been a big Stewie fan then, Reeve.
Well, the big Stewie. So, 1973 was the year I was born, so I don't remember him playing. But
Okay.
you come to appreciate the past heroes.
Oh,
Yeah, my
beautiful.
word.
He's a
My
legend, the great Ian
Yep,
Stewart.
yep.
Hey, thanks, Reeve. Thanks for listening.
work.
And supporting Talking Tigers and the Richmond Footy Club. Give us an email, mate. talkingtigers@richmondfc.com.au. That's the account that JB won't let us into, but he will send your tea out when you send your address and size down, mate.
Will do. Thanks, guys. Go to Tigers.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you very much.
That's a good get. Stephen Rowe Stephen Rowe only played about 30 games here. Very underrated, very, very smart player.
How many games did he play at St Kilda, Stephen?
He played in their 71. He was on the bench in the 71 grand final.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But he didn't
Beautiful.
play that many, but a very smart player.
Yeah.
Very, very smart.
There you
indeed.
go. I'll tell you what.
I was mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah, I was a bit
What's
annoyed
wrong?
last night.
You miffed or you really...
I just don't know what coaches are meant to say at times in the media.
Yep.
They can't do anything right.
Yep.
Can they?
No, they're picked apart.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you
apart
don't.
by
You
the
get
media.
picked apart. Everything you say gets taken out of context and
Forensically examined.
forensically examined. And
Yes.
Dimmer was
It's like
on the
there's an
couch
echo in
last
here
night.
today.
Yeah,
He's your parrot, is he?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get on with it.
Get on with it.
Don't interrupt him in his
Don't
rant.
interrupt him in his rant.
What?
No.
What's
Dimmer.
What's
Dimmer's
getting on your quince?
Well, he's on the couch.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
I thought he made a bold statement. He thinks that Richmond can play finals next
Was
year.
it that bold?
No, it's not.
No.
Because why wouldn't you say that?
I would have thought that.
Why
what
would
you'd
you
be
go into a
aspiring to.
pre-season when you've got elite players on your list?
Mm.
When you're looking to improve your list, you're looking and you're hoping that players develop over the summer.
Couldn't agree more.
Why wouldn't you?
Be
Why
thinking-
wouldn't you be thinking you can play finals?
Having the faith in your group to think you can
Yeah.
play finals.
I don't
Particularly if
understand
you've played finals 3 years in a row, and even though this has been disappointing, you think that you'd bounce back.
Yeah, particularly when you've seen there is some talent coming through. Markov was good again on the
Rioli,
weekend. Rioli
Short.
showing signs. Shorty playing.
Coriolis, all those players,
Yeah.
Menadue,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
And, you know, if you get a Prestia, if you
Yep.
get another good couple of players
Yep.
through that period, why wouldn't you say it? So I was just a bit annoyed that people
The
went,
reaction.
well done to Timmy Watson on SEN this morning for saying why wouldn't he say it, and I agree with Timmy, a smart man. I just couldn't understand why he'd be criticised for that. So, yeah.
No, good rant.
Yep,
Like
no
it.
worries.
Wow.
Ooh. Okay, are you up to this?
These are big shoes to fill.
Hey, can you possibly pull
I'm not
this off?
sure after that sting that I am. You know, I love a good sting.
I'd love to see you out at Revolver or somewhere just banging away to this tune. Tony.
Revolver at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning or something
Imagine
like that.
Tone in there,
Banging away.
just shuffling around.
What are you talking about? What?
This is a banger.
A
That's what they
headbanger?
call- Yeah, no.
Is it?
yeah.
What? Oh, I don't get it. I don't understand
You've lost him.
that.
You absolutely
I don't
lost him.
understand.
Imagine
what-
Tone in Revolver at about 6:30 in the morning.
It'd be, yeah.
Wander out on the Chapel Street in the daytime. and
Geez,
it's-
Shit.
the mince pies would be playing
Well,
up.
they're
I
playing
tell
up
you.
now. They're playing up now. We mentioned the great Ian Stewart, of course, in the
Yes,
quiz question.
we did.
Right, which Reeve got right. But of course, we are playing on Saturday against St Kilda for the annual Ian Stewart Medal.
How long's it been going for?
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah.
Since 2004, named, of course, in honour of the only player in VFL AFL history that's played in a premiership side at 2 clubs, won a Brownlow at 2 clubs, and is in Team of the Century at 2 clubs, which is just sort of sums up why he was such a great player, Stewie. But first year was 2004, so St Kilda monopolised it the first few years.
Yeah.
So Aussie Jones won it, inaugural one in
So just go
2004.
bang. Just go bang, bang,
Del
bang, bang.
Santo, Lenny Hayes, Montagna, Milne, Goddard,
Yeah,
right, up
yeah.
to 2009. Our first winner, Richmond winner, was Jack Rewalt in 2010.
Yeah.
Lids, T2's own Brett Deludio in 2011. Jack again in 2012.
Yeah.
Is
Is this a tidbit?
No,
or is it
Ty
club news?
Shut up. Ty Vickery in 2013. Cochin in 2014 and Deludio in 2015.
Okay.
So there you go.
So there's a bit of
playing for
news
the Ian
there.
Stewart Medal, very prestigious one.
Yeah. What else you got?
Homecoming hero this week.
Oh, yeah. Who is it?
Homecoming hero. It was Graham Bond,
Yeah.
right? Who also
Who
played
lives
at
in
St
Elwood,
Kilda.
Bondy?
Lives in Elwood and
Great
premiership player, 1969 premiership player at Richmond, ripping bloke, and also spent time here. He was football manager here for a little while too. So
He's a great golfer, Bondy.
he
Plays a lot of
loves
golf
his golf, and so very
All right.
popular. So
Homecoming
that bit.
hero, Bondy.
Of course, Jack Dyer Medal is on Thursday, September the 8th, so go to the website for all the details on how to get involved with that. 'Cause it's gonna be,
two-horse race, I
Oh,
reckon.
it's going to be massive, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're right. It's going to be fascinating between, obviously, you would think, obviously, Dusty and Rancy, so that's going to be great.
In rare nick.
He is in rare
10
nick,
10
so
votes from the
that
coaches.
will be, could he go back to back,
Yep.
or could Dusty capture his first Jack
Righto.
Dyer Medal?
So you've got
Of course, you've got your, which why we're here and not in Brazil.
Yeah, the E.J. Whitten game.
Rio, because of the E.J. Whitten medal game.
So support that for the E.J.
So that's
Whitten
coming up
Foundation.
on
September 2nd.
Yeah, at Etihad
September
Stadium.
2nd,
So
Etihad
get
Stadium.
tickets.
How's all the have you got anything to that you can let
The
us
only
know?
thing I can announce here is that Martin Pike, who's playing
Yeah.
for the All Stars,
Yeah.
he's been put in charge of the aftermatch. So it should be
Have you got back? Have you got out onto the green stuff yet?
not yet.
Not
no.
yet?
I'm actually going to have a kick today.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to get
The
Jen.
Habby.
Jen's going to have a kick with me.
Is it right? You're going to Kev out there too? Kev could get the ball.
Oh,
Have
he's
you got a little
catch
number
the ball.
12 jumper for Kev?
Oh, he might come. Kev's a terrier. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think
He'd
Jen's
love
got
to
the-
come down to the Oval and chase a few
Jen's
birds
got the
around.
number 12. Oh, has he brought any strays home again?
No, he bought a bird home the other way.
Anyway, and also I've got news. There's a big pre-game function for the Sydney game in round 23. Our last.
Where is
home
it?
and away. It's at the Paddo, Paddington RSL,
Yep.
Oxford Street, Paddington, which is only a little stroll, 10-minute stroll to the SCG.
Good
Guest
spot,
speakers,
Paddington.
Guest speakers Troy Chaplin,
Yep.
Mark Choco Williams, and Brendan, the Chief speaking.
Chief.
Wow.
How much time will we be assigned for the Chief?
Massive. So tickets $15 for Richmond Football Club and Sydney Richmond Tigers members, 25 for non-members. Kids under 15 getting for free.
So just mention where it was again. The
Okay,
Paddington.
it's the Paddington. Yep.
Yeah.
So just go to. I don't
Not
know.
sure you're
Go-
nailing this.
go- work it out yourselves. I mean, just work it out. I'm not going to spoon feed you on that.
Well,
Seriously.
JB will go over that again
Yeah,
next
he will.
week.
Go to the website or
You're going
Just
well.
go- just
the
go
wheels
away.
just came off a little bit there.
He's missed
go
his-
away.
yeah.
he's missed
Go
his-
away and leave me alone. Yeah.
Go away and leave me alone.
Well, we better move into the VFL. Manfred, who had another good win. Gee,
Yes.
we are charging
Four
towards
on
the
the
finals.
trot.
in
We're on the
VFL.
trot. 37-point win over the Cats,
Yeah.
who had a little bit of car trouble or bus trouble on the way up.
Is that
We
right?
had to push the game back till 5:10.
I
'cause
thought you had
the-
to push the bus. You were
No,
going to say.
no, the Princess Freeway got a bit choked up, and the
Is
Westgate
that
Bridge
right?
was I think 3 lanes closed, but that didn't worry. That worried us a little bit early. It was
Yeah.
3 goals to zip early on.
Yeah.
Then we reeled off 9 goals to zip to run out. 37-point winners
We've
in the
been-
end.
This
we're,
is a
we're really
thing.
able to get on a roll in
Yeah.
games in the VFL.
Finish strongly.
Why is that, do you think?
I think early on we our defensive pressuring intensity was there, but in going inside 50 we lacked a bit of polish, and we righted that. We righted that. That's not the best way to describe that, but we started to use the ball a bit more, controlled the footy, and our pressure. Even it was mentioned by the Cats to a few of our players that our pressure was outstanding, which is a great filler in the cap. And that got us back in the game, and we just, as you said, we just be able to reel off goals. We're very efficient going inside 50 as well.
Yep.
And we were able to restrict them to 40 inside 50s for the day, and they kicked 6 goals 9.
So who were the catalysts, if you pardon the pun, for us?
Catalysts. Kane Lambert again.
Really?
Back-to-back best on grounds for him, 36 disposals.
He's sort of a step above
He
VFL,
is.
isn't he?
At
is.
VFL level, he shines.
Yeah,
He absolutely
yeah.
shines. And he's just so clean, hard, runs to the right spots. 36, 8 clearances and 4 tackles.
Yeah,
Adam
yeah.
Markham was good. His partner in crime.
He was unlucky, Adam Markham.
Very
wasn't he?
unlucky.
We
to be-
spoke to Dimmer on 3RW before the game, and he mentioned that. He mentioned he was
He's
unlucky.
unlucky.
I think just probably wanted to have a look at Lennon and
Yeah.
that sort of
Yep.
thing.
Lennon and
And
Edwards.
Edwards came in.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
He did nothing wrong. He had 29, had 11 tackles,
Yep.
which is outstanding, and kicked 2 goals. Nathan Broad was good again.
Was
Probably
he?
for the 3rd time in a month. He's
Yep.
been our best defender.
Okay.
Repelling, his run and carry off half-back has been
Yeah.
very, very good. He's won on
Yeah.
contests in the air and on the ground, have really sharpened up, and he's really
Yeah.
hard and sturdy in those contests. And
Go on.
yes, and
Yeah.
he's been our best defender by far.
Excellent. Yeah. I'm particularly interested in 2 players.
Yes.
Todd Elton.
Yes.
How's he going up forward?
He was good. He had 8 disposals, 2 goals and 5 marks, which on the numbers, it doesn't stand out.
Is he
Jump off you on
creating
the page.
like a presence up
Yes,
forward?
he didn't lose a contest all day.
Okay.
And those 2 goals were vital. They got
Yeah.
us back. He kicked 2 goals in the second quarter, which got us back into the game. His work in the air has really impressed
Okay.
me. He's really improved in that area since coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And I think he was an emergency. He would have been
Yeah,
an
okay.
emergency this week at
Alright.
AFL level, and he
Okay.
possibly
Yeah.
might get in for
Okay.
that would be his 3rd game at AFL
Yes.
level. Yes.
Yeah. That's,
What about Choley, my boy?
Yes, he was very good. Joel, it was probably his best game in a month.
Okay.
Our key backs got a bit found out against Carlton a week earlier, but against Geelong they were fantastic. He was up against Mitch Clark all day.
Okay.
I believe went goalless, and he was fantastic.
Well, that's good. Now, what about on the bus's favourite?
Yes, Butler again.
Oh, get you, Butler. That wasn't good, that one.
That wasn't a good
That
one.
was a shocker.
That was your worst.
I'll get you, Butler.
That's better.
Yeah.
You weren't as loud
Nah,
that
I
time.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butler was
How'd
good
he go,
again.
all right?
Kicked a goal. He had 14 disposals.
Defensive pressure.
That's what his game is built around, and it was fantastic again. He only had the 2 tackles, but his perceived pressure and
Yeah.
pressure around the ball was fantastic.
Could he get a senior opportunity before the end of the season?
I think he might. He was mentioned by Dimmer in his press conference, which is always a good sign.
Okay.
And
Like
I
that.
think he'll possibly get a gig later in the year.
Now,
Wouldn't want to be too
what's
late.
it look like for finals? We're still
Yeah.
a chance.
We are
What's got to
we're
We're
happen?
not allowed to talk about it.
We are
Oh,
a
okay.
slim
Don't.
chance.
What's got to happen? We've got to win, obviously.
We've got to win both our games. We've got to hope Essendon probably lose both of theirs and also Box Hill as
So
well.
it's pretty slim.
It's slim, but
Or you
not,
Still alive.
All you can do is win.
Still a
mate.
pulse.
slim, not undoable.
Bit like Melbourne. Like Melbourne.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing a great job, Fly, isn't he?
He's doing a fantastic job,
Yeah.
and he should be congratulated. Our last 8 weeks has been fantastic.
Can I ask you how the experiment went with obviously the post, like after the AFL game and the lights here? How did that work?
It was good. It was good. We got a few wander over from the G. About half. The problem was we were at half time when the game finished, so a few wandered over, then they've left. Unfortunately,
Would have been a few flat people, but another comprehensive VFL report.
Yes, that's it. We've got Sandringham this week, 2 p.m. at Trevor Barker Oval on Sunday.
On Sunday, excellent,
Beautiful.
all right.
Well, Tone, did you know if you have a deposit of $5K and can save $15 a day, Caden can kickstart you into your own one-bedroom apartment?
Sounds like me.
It's not just any apartment, though, Tone. It has its own pool, gym and rooftop cinema.
Ooh.
Go up there and watch a few movies.
Kung
It's
Fu
a
Panda
place
3.
It's a place to call your own, Tone, and it's only 6Ks from the CBD with excellent transport options, great coffee and a new lifestyle for you.
What do I have to do?
Well, you can kickstart all this with a call or visit the Caden displays in Abbotsford and Moonee Ponds. Conditions apply, so go to cadenkickstart.com.au for full details. So what did you make of the Cats game, Tone? Give us your assessment.
My assessment. Well, it was a strange game because they had a lot of opportunities, obviously, throughout.
Yeah.
Yet we were so efficient, obviously, going inside 50. So all the numbers suggested that they were, probably going to win the game or were winning the game. But we were able to get a 6-goal lead, which is, incredible at three-quarter time. And there's some really good signs early.
Yeah.
Obviously, notwithstanding that, it was great to be in front, but the form displayed by those young players that we mentioned before. Daniel Rioli kicked a couple of goals, just looked dangerous, a couple of really good tackles. Markov again stepped up. And
Ball use again with Markov.
Ball use was exceptional.
There was one inside 50 where he had to do a little kick where he had to get it over the hands of a player.
That's
he had
right.
to get it to
he
drop.
just got it over,
Like, that shows great
That's class.
touch.
That's class.
Touch and the skill level to do that was outstanding.
Yeah. So, look, it's early days in both. I just think those two in particular have got the potential to become A-graders, and it's a big statement early, but, I think they certainly have that. We mentioned Rancy before, was just amazing all day. Even in the last quarter when we were under siege, he just did everything possible.
His ability to beat his own man, Tom Hawkins, but the courage he then has to come off his own man and help out third man in.
He's an extraordinary
He's
player.
the best in the business at it.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and one of the best of all time. Certainly as a key defender, you'd have to say that now. Certainly in the modern era, he's one of the greatest of all time.
I've made the point before, but Wayne Carey doesn't rate many defenders at all. But he could not pump up Alex Rance any more than what he does. So it's a pretty good assessment.
So look, for three quarters, obviously, a heck of a lot to like, and then very disappointing in the last quarter. Just couldn't get our hands on it. And look, I suppose, Geelong had so much to play for, and eventually, I think you said that the numbers, thrown over when we were assessing it.
Well, you just know you can't hold up all day
No.
with the sort of numbers they were getting inside 50. We were so efficient when we went forward in those first three quarters. We were going in and we were creating goals out of nothing, which was a good sign. We weren't taking marks.
No.
Only had 2 or 3 marks inside 50 in the first half, but we just were able to scrap
We're
goals.
playing a better style of footy in the last couple of weeks.
That's
definitely.
not sustainable for 4 quarters.
No.
Eventually you need to take a few marks to stay in the game, and we sort of couldn't do that, I guess, as the longer the game went on. And danger got going in the last quarter. They started winning the contested footy and smashed us. Let's not forget they were playing for a top 4 spot.
That's right. But,
they got a big serve.
No, and we're copying it. We're copying the media for being chokers and all that sort of thing. But that's the sort of thing we have to live with, and we just have to get better than that. Obviously, when you're in a winning position like that.
I didn't see us as choking at all.
Oh,
I was
I
quite
didn't either,
impressed.
but,
When you strip it all back, they're a top 4 side.
Yeah.
We're a side that's not travelling too well, and we're up by 6 goals at three-quarter time.
Yeah, so you've got to take positives out of that.
Look, we didn't hold on fairly. And the weighted numbers, as you said, just went against us. But 39 inside 50 2 weeks in a row now for us. That's a little bit of a... Well, we've been so efficient, but it's a little bit worrying.
Oh, you got to get your numbers up from
Yeah,
that.
you've got to push...
definitely.
But we'll work on that in the coming weeks.
Yeah, there's a bit to work on.
The stupid thing is we probably should have won the game because there should have been a 50-metre paid.
That's
but
right.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything in the bigger picture.
No, but still. Yeah, you're
Get
right.
it right. And it was Dangerfield and Selwood.
Yeah. You think
I reckon it's a case of looking at guns and thinking they can't...
Oh, they couldn't be...
They couldn't be in the wrong spot.
Made an indiscretion
I'm telling
like
you,
that.
sometimes I think the personnel
I think you're
around
right.
those incidents
I think you're right.
makes it different.
Yeah,
elsewhere. But
no,
anyway,
it's a fair point.
yeah.
It's
What
a
were your
fair
votes, Manfred? Who'd you go for?
I went 3 for Alex Rance. He was fantastic. 2 to Dusty, who I think won his duel with danger, and 1 to Basher Hooley, who's been a welcome return on the wing.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, I went Rance. Yeah, he was unbelievable. 2 Martin, and I went 1 to Basher as well. He gives you that link, and he runs hard. He's prepared to run hard. Takes courage to run hard. So I thought
Definitely
he played well.
have played a better style of footy in the couple of weeks since he's been back. I think because
he just
does
gives
take
you
the
that
game
link,
on.
that link option through the middle.
Yep.
My first 2 the same, 3 to Rancy, 2 to Dusty, 814 metres gained, Dusty, so really impressive. I go 1 to Sean Hampson. I know he signed that contract extension, was announced last week, another couple of years. I thought he's just underline on the weekend, why just the improvement with him again. His ability now, not just in with head outs and everything,
Taking
but
some
to
marks.
take marks. Like he's taking contested marks, some strong grabs around the
goals
ground,
too.
and that goal.
I reckon that comes with confidence.
Confidence.
now.
You can see that with confidence. He's just the number one man now in the ruck, and he's just really responded extremely well. So.
Well, we know who's won the TT Player of the
Now,
Year.
you
That's-
sure your maths aren't great?
No,
You sure?
I've got it right.
Okay, all right.
So Dusty is now on 99 votes. That's a
99.
big lead to Rance, who's moved into second position on 63. Trent on 56. Jack 31. And Milesy rounds out the top 5 with 22.
Yes. Well, we did say, we revealed the real reason why JB isn't here, because of the shock of him actually nailing one last week, caused him to have a fall, hit his head, and he's out with concussion.
He's
So
just
we
never,
do send him our best.
He never
and-
got the concept, and he lost
No,
confidence with it,
Yeah,
JB.
he lost it
So he went
massively.
for a very easy target, and Sam Lloyd.
Sam Lloyd, who
goes.
then kicked his 11th bag of 3 goals in 40 games. It's quite extraordinary, really, isn't
It
it?
is when you think about it. So he was putrid. And, Look, I didn't get mine right.
Who was putrid?
JB.
Oh, okay.
Just clarify that, didn't we?
Who did you
No,
have?
hang on. Let me get into it.
All right.
Look, I've been in rare nick. Now,
Oh, no, you haven't.
it's not. It's hard.
You're
to
a rare unit.
It's hard to sustain rare form. Okay, it is. You
You
can
don't
do.
mind tooting your own trumpet,
Oh,
do
I
you?
love it. That's what I do best.
Oh, please. There's none better in the business. Let me assure you of that.
Oh, there's a few better.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple.
You work with a few, actually.
The Duke doesn't mind the sound of his own voice, does he?
Oh, don't start, Manfred. You're starting to wobble around a bit too much. This is a very short-lived
That's what
thing for
happens
you.
when Donovan Gale,
Yeah.
just starts singing your praises.
JB
That's what
is.
happens.
You're only warming that seat today for JB.
I'm a very grounded man, boys.
Now,
Actually, if he's not right next week, we might see if AC's available.
oh yeah, AC. How's he going, AC?
No.
Hey, Benny Lennon. I said he'd kick 2 goals.
No, well,
He
you-
didn't. He kicked
no.
1. So I got it wrong. I admit that. I thought he looked like he needed the run, Benny, and I hope he plays the next few weeks because it'll be good for his confidence. Took a good contested mark
He
on
did.
Corey Enright in that
He
last
did.
quarter.
Yep.
So this week,
Yes.
I am going. Now this is a little bit JB like. It's not.
Out on
It's
a
not
limb.
really going out on a limb.
Here we go.
But I think Jack Rewalt will kick 5 goals this week. In fact, his average
It's in
for
the
his
last-
career against St Kilda is 5 goals. Is that right?
I think that's about right. Certainly in the last 6 years or so.
He's kicked bags of 8 twice, I believe.
Yeah, I think in his last 6 years, I think that's right.
And he's
averages
won the
5.
Ian Stewart medal so a couple of
Twice.
times. So I'm going Jack, and that'll be a season high too, won't it? 5 goals.
It will be.
Yeah,
It
5
will be.
goals, Jack Rewalt.
And that will get him over the 50 goal mark again.
Again.
He's got 46 at the minute.
All right. So JB went. We know what he did, but you're in charge this week.
I think
Manfred.
Vickery showed a bit of form last week, Tyrone, and I think he'll kick 4 goals this week. Sam Fisher might not get up for the Saints, and they looked undersized against Sydney, and I think he might kick 4 goals.
There you go. Well, mine's an interesting one because not sure where my bloke's going to fit in if that's the case, but I'm actually going. You mentioned this before in the VFL report. I'm going for Todd Elton to come in, play his 3rd game in 5
And
years here.
if he comes in, you don't
Yeah.
need him to kick 8 goals.
No, he'll have an impact up
He's just
forward.
got to give you a contest,
I
bring
think
it to
he will.
ground,
I
sort of
think he'll
a
impact.
bit like a pattern up at GWS.
A bit
just
like,
bring it to
like
ground.
the general and just you
have
know,
a presence.
just have a really strong presence. You know,
That's all he's got to do if he comes in.
Just
You don't have to match the general off the field either, just on the field.
No, just have a
Well,
real
that's
presence there.
impossible.
No, and if now I've got a rider this week as well, right? This is if
Oh, you can't.
right?
you can't
No,
have a
no,
proviso.
because it's not. It's out of my control whether the selectors will
No,
give
that's
the
true.
nod to Todd Elton for
This
it,
is
right?
you're not.
Right, this is unprecedented.
We've never done this.
No, but because it's my concept, I can do it. You know,
All right.
it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to, sort of thing. So I'm going for if Todd Elton doesn't get selected and come in, I'm going for Dustin Martin to win his inaugural Ian Stewart medal.
Gee, you got out on a limb there.
Oh, well, he hasn't won one
No,
before,
that's true.
so yeah, there you go.
He's in some sort of form, though.
He is, indeed.
All right. We'll see how they go. Before you start this scintillating good sting, I just I'm hashtag Talking Tigers. Our great mate, the Tail at Jones Racing 82. He's obviously listening, and he heard me mention: would you rather win an AFL Premiership or an Olympic gold medal? Stand on the dais.
Yeah.
And he's suggesting that our man, the Chief, would rather win a gold medal.
Oh, of course.
Because it would be all about him.
Me. Of
So,
course he would.
yeah,
That's good. Spot on, Tail.
So the Tails picked that up.
Good
beautifully.
analysis there, definitely.
What would you rather, honestly?
No, Premiership.
Yeah.
Premiership for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure Usain Bolt would want to play in a Premiership.
Imagine
do you?
Usain Bolt at full forward coming out on the lead.
Could we get him under that rule? You know, they can get
In
an
a project-
international.
Project B or something. Was it?
We should look at
The
that.
international rookie.
We should send the chief over there to have a word to him.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
See
the
if we
Chief
can
go in
get
the
it.
Caribbean.
Now that's singing outside the hole.
he'd love it.
He'd love it over there, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
The
Jermaine?
Tasmanian complexion wouldn't. You'd have to.
Oh yes.
He
Slap-
could
slap
grow
up
that
and slap.
perm out and dreadlock it up, couldn't he?
Oh, it's a horrific thought with the red speedos.
Yeah.
The red speedos.
So
anyway,
what do you got for your
well,
kiddies?
of course, we know that Travis Cloak has been in the news of late.
Yes.
Of course, being dropped again by the Pies and future up in the air a bit. But it's actually 25 years ago since David Cloak produced one of the most stunning ends to a football career in league football history. Okay, it was the last 3 rounds of the 1991 season. Now Cloak had started off his career at Richmond, dual premiership player, then went to Collingwood as part of that exodus with the trade wars between the two clubs. Very good player at Collingwood, played over 100 games. Then when KB took over as coach here, and we were just struggling a bit with, he got Clokey back here. Played a couple of seasons.
And played well.
Played really well. But his last 3 games of football, he actually got 9 Brownlow
Yeah, I
votes.
know.
Yeah, 9 Brownlow votes.
You've mentioned that about 8 times on Talking Tigers over
No, I
years.
haven't.
You have. Your memory's going as well.
Won't worry
No,
about
keep going, mate.
No, I won't worry about
Just
it.
in case there's someone new listening.
Just in case there's anyone listening.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all right. In round 22 against Footscray at the MCG, Tigers won by 17 points. He had 21 disposals and 8 marks. He's playing in the ruck then. 3 Brownlow votes. The next week against Collingwood at Victoria Park, losing team, lost by 33 points. 26 disposals, 7 marks, 3 Brownlow votes. Then his last ever game of league football, round 24, against Carlton at the MCG. He actually played permanent forward that day. We won by 15 points. He had 15 disposals, took 5 marks, kicked 8 goals,
8
3
goals straight.
Brownlow votes, 8 goals straight, 3 Brownlow votes, ended up with 16 Brownlow votes in his last season of footy and equal 8th in the Brownlow medal. That's a big finish.
They reckon those 8 goals in his last game, they reckon not one of them spun like a drop.
No, it didn't.
No, but he didn't miss.
No,
Doesn't
he
matter how they
didn't.
go through.
He was like a cow with a cup of tea the way he kicked, wasn't he?
Yeah. You know when a moment in history reminds you of something?
Yeah.
Now, I can remember distinctly being on a bus driving
that
back
right?
from Hobart after
Yeah.
having played football down there and hearing that Cloak had kicked 8, the under-19s to Devonport.
Yeah.
I can distinctly remember having
right?
a radio on in the bus and
yeah.
Cloak kicked 8. It
No,
reminds
it
me
was-
of that
yeah,
moment.
I was there that day. No, it was big.
I
big,
unfortunately
big
was
finish.
not. I don't believe I was.
No, not even
5 years old.
Oh, okay. Just thought you might have even been a twinkle in your father's eye.
No, I was.
There you go.
I was 5. I was wandering around
All right.
Richmond.
Righto.
There we go. Now, my memory's going, so you might have to just check if I've had run these gags before.
Oh,
Because I could have. If I've
Oh.
gone with the tidbits, who knows? Why do optometrists live long? I may have gone with this before.
I don't know.
Huh? Because they die late.
Oh, jeez. Manfred loved it.
Did you hear about the thief who stole a calendar?
No.
He got 12 months.
Oh, jeez.
My
Scott,
He's
it's been a
blasphemed
long
then.
year. I
He's
swear.
blasphemed.
It's been a long year for Scones.
It
and
has.
He's just had enough.
He's
had
had a
enough.
gutful. He's
Scone-
had a gutful. Baseball. I hope the baseball's going
Oh,
all right.
yeah,
isn't he?
yeah.
He's got a hat right around the corner from the baseball club. He's very good. My wife, my wife reckons I'm a skeptic.
Yeah, you are. I
no,
agree
but
with
I
that.
don't believe a word she says.
God.
What do you call a vicar on a motorcycle?
Oh, what?
Rev.
Oh.
Why don't prawns ever donate anything to charity?
Why?
Because they're shellfish. Why did the chicken go?
I don't know where he gets them from.
This is the only
Everyone-
man
You'll love this one.
that tells a joke without a punch.
No, you'll love it. Oh, very good, Manfred. Oh, very good. Why did the chicken go to the gym?
Why?
To work on his pecs. You like that one.
Did not.
You like that one. You want any more?
One more.
Mate of mine's got a new job with 500 people under him.
Yeah?
Yeah. He mows the grass at the cemetery.
He mowed Manfred's head.
All
All right, is that it?
I've got plenty more, but we better call it a day.
All right, we'll go out with a little bit more Lou Christie. Lightning strikes for the great Usain Bolt.
Well done on man.
Yeah, thanks, Manfred. Thanks
worries,
for
boys.
coming in.
Get well, JB.
Get well, JB. Thanks for listening. As always, it's been Talking Tigers.